evening. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. I'm Dave, 87CYN. The Western Washington Amateur Television Society is a group of amateur radio enthusiasts that take to the airwaves with fast scan television. We have a repeater located up on Cougar Mountain. We transmit on 70 centimeters. It's a crossband repeater and spits out images at 1.2 gigahertz. Checked in so far this evening, we have 87QKU Ron and slash N7KC Lee, WW7M James, K7HYB Gary, and myself, KD7ZYM. Anybody else like to check in?
N7QO.
And we have N7QO, Jim.
K9PQ.
And we have K9PQ, Bob. Looks like we got a full house tonight. And again, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net on the 08 repeater. Taking check-ins. And check-in list is KD7QKU Ron slash N7KC, WU7N James, K7HYB Gary, N7QO Jim, and K9PQ Bob. Any others we need to add to the list?
I just want to put the request out there for Ron to switch me in when it's my turn.
Okay, Ron, did you copy that from K9PQ?
Yes, affirmative. I will do that.
Okay, well, let's start the ball rolling. Let's go to KD7QKU, Ron.
Okay, well, good night, everybody. This is Ron, 87QKU. I had to close my curtain here. I was getting the sun in from the west, and it was making the room too light. And I just got hooked up with Lee. I tried a couple times and couldn't get him, but he got me, so we're good to go on that. So let's see. We were gone last week. Almost the entire week. We left on Monday and got back on Sunday. We went down to the beach. I do have a few pictures. You've probably seen them before. I've been there before and I've taken pictures there before. But anyway, I will show them after a while. So, what else is going on? Well, we've had nice warm weather. And the Mariners won tonight. Jiminy Christmas. Finally, they won. Beat the Yankees 10-1. They had good pitching. That's what happens when you have good pitching. You win games. So, I guess if Lee's ready, he looks awful dizzy, but are you ready, Lee? Okay, M7KC, go ahead.
Okay, M7KC Lee. Oh, that's the problem. I didn't have my Logitech wireless headset turned on. Okay. Anyway, yeah, good evening. Let's see. N7KC Lee in Port Angeles. Hi, Dave. I see Gary. I saw Gary check in on video. I said howdy to Ron. Covington Jim, hello. Bob, that's North Rose and James. I know Jim Bob because I saw him listed on Echo Link screen. Anyway, well, beautiful day here. It was, I think it was over 70 degrees, and I believe we're supposed to get up to 75 either tomorrow or the day after. And got a bunch more yard work done. And I just finished up before I ran downstairs here. There was a West Coast net. I did that. Actually called that one tonight. Then I checked into the Columbia Basin net at 6 o'clock. I'm actually a member. I'm on the roster. Anyway, it's kind of fun. I get a kick out of it. You have to, on the Columbia Basin, you have to check in 10 times a month to stay on the roster, but that's pretty easy to do, 10 times. So anyway, that's it from here. I think this go around. This is N7KC Liam, Port Angeles. I'm going to send it back to the net operator. That would be Dave. Yeah, Dave.
W7N.
Okay, this is WW7N. Got the tail end of your transmission there. It sounded like there was a double, so I'm going to pause for a minute and see if anyone else wanted to join or say something.
Well, we'll pause for a second. If somebody else like to join in to the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net. Hearing none, let's go back to WU7N. Go ahead, James.
Okay, Dave. Well, I would echo the sentiments of Lee in Port Angeles. Today here in Bellevue was a gorgeous sunny day. And this is just a perfect time of the year to get all those things done. It's not too hot, it's not too cold, it's nice and dry out. I'm looking forward to a few more days of this to see how much I can get done. Tonight's question I tossed out to the group, does anybody have a favorite way of treating scratches and dings on a car? Bad news, I had a vehicle stored in a common storage area, and it looks like somebody scraped the front left bumper. And a little disheartening, not that many people have access to this place, and it's not like you didn't know that this had happened. But anyway, life will go. Anybody has any favorite scratch repair products, tools, techniques? I'm all ears about that. So this is James, WU7N. That's it for go round one for me. So let me turn it back to net control.
WU7N. Let's go on to Gary, K7HYB.
And there I am, K7HYB. Am I doing color? Oh, I'm not. What's going on here? Oh boy. Well, I was pretty strong enough to key the repeater tonight. Ron, maybe you'll have to turn it on hard for me. I don't know. I can do it out here too, but anyway, probably won't. Let me throw a mugshot up and see if that stick comes through. Anyway, yeah, it's coming through on the live side. I'm seeing myself, and the streaming is about 5 to 10 seconds behind the live video feed. Let me see here. Oh, there I am. Okay, finally. Okay, well, I'm not sure that's an improvement, but that's whatever. Yeah, it was a beautiful day out here. I didn't even get outside, quite honestly. I didn't even walk out and get the mail. That's my next thing I've got to do here one of these days. Sometime today, probably. That my weather station tells me that it was about 76 or 77 degrees around 3:30 this afternoon, and it's cooled off almost to 65 now. Humidity was about 58%, and no appreciable wind to speak of, and no rain for the last 24 hours. So just all in all, a just very pretty day. Let me get the white shot here. Maybe that'll help a little bit. Yep. Oh, I got it. I always have to adjust that light. Yeah, there it is. I'm putting too bad a signal when we drop it here. Okay, not putting too bad a signal into the repeater tonight. About normal. Somebody give me a grade there. And I'm seeing the live side pretty better than I usually do, about a P2. maybe P2.5, that every once in a while I can distinguish it, and the sink bars get really dark, and the thing locks up. Anyway, so that's all I've got for this go-around. All kinds of interesting things going on today, which I will pass on later. K7ZYM Group, K7HYB.
And this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net on the OA repeater. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. Let's go on to Jim, N7QO.
Thank you, Dave, N7QO. Well, good evening, everyone. Dave, Ron, Lee, Bellevue, Jim, Gary. Beautiful day here as well. I'm showing 69 degrees at the house right now. Virtually calm winds. Beautiful day to do almost anything out there. But if you're standing out in the garden or something, as my wife was, probably wind up with at least a little bit of a sunburn. She stood out there for more than too awfully long. So fortunately she had on a rather large floppy hat, but didn't make her look all that attractive, but kept her face from getting darkened. So need to do that. Just heard something on television this week about how suntan lotion somehow gets absorbed through your pores and into your bloodstream, and they're not sure what it does to you, but oh well. I guess it's better than getting burned, getting skin cancer, and all the nasty stuff that goes along with it. Back to you for now, Dave, N7QO.
N7QO. Let's go on to Bob, K9PQ.
Well, good evening. Good evening to everyone, and yeah, full house tonight. That's nice. As far as the paint scratches, I have no sort of expert opinion or even good experience to pass along, but I did some years ago. I think it was off the internet. It might have even been pre-internet, but it was early YouTube days. It was somebody had a video for taking care of scratches, and they had a number of different good ideas. But the one that stuck with me was you want to make sure that you get all of the exposed areas completely exposed. So you want to get in there with a knife and get that paint out. And then his other idea was to attach a small square of sandpaper to the eraser of a pencil eraser, and use that to sort of sand the little area where you've scraped the paint away to get all of the rust out and get a nice clean surface. So that's all I know, and that's probably pretty basic stuff, but I have not had to do that myself. So I think I'll leave it there for the first go-round, and we'll send it back to Dave, K9PQ.
K9PQ, this is KD7ZYM in beautiful downtown Lake City. Well, I'm showing an outside temperature of 68 degrees, but the thermometer in the shack is saying 79, so it's a little bit on the warm side, kind of like a sauna on the second floor of the house today. So anyway, that was good. Let's see, my excitement today was I decided I have changed over from an Android phone to an iPhone, and the particular iPhone I have will accept wireless charging. So I noticed at Costco they had a wireless charging device, a little round package that's about a 1/4 inch thick that plugs into a 9-volt power supply, and it uses an induction coil to charge the iPhone. And there's a little red flashing light that comes on the base plate showing what's going on. So you just set the phone down on the plate and it charges up. The interesting thing with the iPhone, as soon as I set it down on the charging platform, it comes up and tells me exactly what the charge is on the battery, and then it continues on to charge it. So that was kind of an intriguing way of handling it. So no wires involved outside of the wire that you plug it into a little wall wart to the device. So anyway, it makes it kind of hands-free. If you're charging it, you don't have to unplug it to dock on it. And maybe some people just stay connected while it's charging or running on shore power, so to speak. But I found it kind of convenient. So that's pretty much was my excitement for the day. So with that, I'll move it up to Ron, KD7CKU.
Okay, KD7ZYM in the group, KD72KU. Well, I never remember when I start out to say hello to everybody. So hello James, and hello Gary, and hello Jim, and then hello Bob, and Dave, and Lee. So anyway, like I said, I went down to the beach this weekend, or this week. It was pretty nice weather. The first day we got there on Monday was the best. It was just absolutely gorgeous on Monday. Tuesday was a pretty nice day. Wednesday was deteriorated a little bit. The afternoons would be good, be a little bit cloudy in the morning. And then Thursday was nice, and Friday was nice, and Saturday was nice. We came home on Sunday, and then of course the next week was going to be even better yet. So let's see if I can get a little video up here. Days, you can see there wasn't a cloud in the sky that day. There was a little bit of wind blowing, so we used the car to kind of block the wind, and we were sitting on the beach. Today we walked down from our RV park, and that's where the trail came out. And then we went over here and sat on a log, and the roots kind of blocked the wind. Like I say, there was a little wind blowing every day out of the north. We had our lunch in the backpack. Joanne brought her book, you can see it on the ground there. So we had our lunch, and we went for a hike up the beach. Not very many people there. You can't drive up in that part of the beach, so when you walk down it, it's just those folks that walk down. That's kind of where we are, nearby. I was taking a picture, I guess, to show you what the sky looked like. Probably just didn't know the camera was on, and I was just pointing it around. But I'll make that excuse anyway that I was showing you the sky. See some clouds out there today, that day. So when we walked up the beach, Joanne found some buoys and bottle. This is back at the RV, you can see. I put the baseball game on TV outside, and it was just a little bit too cool to stay out there and watch it. It was in the evening. I guess it was probably 7 o'clock in the evening. Joanne's all bundled up, and I said, okay, well, that's not fun. So we went in. This day we went down to Damon Point or whatever it is, where you look across at Westport. And the problem with the little camera is when you look in the viewfinder or whatever it is, you can't see. You see yourself. It's like looking at a mirror, so you never know for sure where you're pointing it. Just when the sun's in the right position, it doesn't work. So now we're looking across at Westport. Used to be a shipwreck out on this, I guess you'd call it jetty, but they removed it a few years ago. I guess it still has some oil in it. That's Westport, across the bay. She wanted to go for a walk. I chose to sit on the log in the sun and watch. Necessarily call that a jetty or not, but it goes out there quite a ways. And we went down every night to try to get pictures of the sunset, but there wasn't any sunset because there wasn't hardly any clouds, so we didn't have much luck. It seemed like the one night that we didn't go down, there was a pretty good sunset, but every other night there wasn't much. But anyway, let's go over and see Mr. Lee in 7KC and see if he has something to add.
Okay. That's 7KC Lee in Port Angeles. And I got the timer going and all that sort of thing. A very nice one. I know you're seeing the pictures nice and smooth there on your uplink and maybe the downlink from the repeater, but now we seem to be getting back into a pretty good video now. Okay, on the stream. Alright, it started out as being really good. Ron looked great, Dave looked great, I looked good, and then when it goes to Gary, it follows him just fine, but it can't figure out what to do when his signal is gone. So something about it confuses the codec, and I'm going to pass this information on again to Rob. If he figured out anything that would account for it. James, I don't know anything about taking scratches out, not out of paint. We got somebody carved a big W in the hood of our truck over in Seattle many years ago, and it went through the paint on the top, but it didn't get through the undercoat or whatever's underneath that paint, so it's never rusted. And I tried to take it in and get it fixed, but I've never done it. There was a Husky game that day, and I guess people were walking up the street, and they picked up a rock, a sharp rock, and they carved a W right in the hood of my F-250. Beautiful painted truck. Good thing I didn't catch him. Let's see, the snowpack here I found out today is at 72%, which is not so good for this time of year. It ought to be higher. So they're thinking that we may, it's supposed to be and it's already much drier than it has been the last several years. And given today, in the few days to come, it's going to be pretty warm. Anyway, we don't know what's going to happen. I did learn something today, and I'm going to reset the, hang on here, let me reset. I hope that did it. I don't know if you guys know the secret of getting you know, the slider windows where one slides from the right to the left. And they're in, like, the windows here in the house we're in are all the vinyl frames. They're nice. They're thermal frame windows and all that. Well, on the second story, they got, over the last going on 5 years now, they got pretty dirty. And there was a screen on one of them, and boy, that screen was really yucked up for good. And so I'm looking at that this morning, and I have been for a number of mornings, thinking, well, I'll have to get a ladder out and go out there and clean those windows. And I got to looking at it, and I thought, well, how do they put these things together? You know, you'd think you'd be able to get that slider up somehow. Well, it turns out you can. And, you know, when it's in a position where it would normally be closed, there's the little stops up above the slider, so you can't But if you slide it all the way up, and it turns out those stops aren't up there anymore, and you can pick the window up, slide it right out of the screen out, and with a car squeegee, I could reach over and clean the outside glass, didn't have to get a ladder out, and clean the outside glass on the slider one. And I put the screen in the bathtub and gave it a good washing with soapy water, and it looks like it's brand new. Anyway, it all came out just beautiful, and I did not know you could do that. It was just stroke of luck there, you know, that I contemplated wondering how they put those together. Must be a way to take it apart if they put it together. Anyway, just if you haven't done it, give it a try. Okay, that's really all I had, so it's time for me to quit. This is N7KC, Lee input entrance, and then back to you, Dave. Go ahead.
Thank you, N7KC, and thanks 87QKU for taking your signal and getting it up on the air. Boy, that sounds like a neat way of cleaning windows. I wish I had my windows that do that. Actually, it kind of works as a sunshade. They've gotten so dirty from the outside, it's just sort of like putting cheesecloth up across the windows. And you don't get bright sunshine coming in to bug you during the bright sunshiny days. Anyway, let's go on to James, WW7N.
Thank you, Dave. Well, my goodness. Sunscreen, yeah, I guess we're all going to be using some of that this summer. If the weather's this warm and wonderful and perfect right now, I can imagine it's going to be pretty hot July, August, but I guess the sun is already doing its ultraviolet thing. I saw the same article that said that if you smear sunscreen on yourself, that it gets in your system, and they don't exactly, not sure whether that's good, bad. I would imagine it depends on what kind of sunscreen you use. There's all different kinds. And I would imagine, furthermore, no one has any real data. But the skin being the largest organ of your body, anything you get on your skin, you're pretty much taking into yourself, whether you realize it or not. Wow, good ideas. See, it's just, I knew this group, I could ask you guys anything, and somebody knows something. Yes, but I've been scouring YouTube for ideas, talking to people, and trying to decide just tonight here whether I want to take this in and get it done or do it myself. Anyway, for somebody who doesn't know much about anything regarding repairing scratches, see, you knew a lot. I knew somebody would. Let's see. Good. Let me know how the wireless charging goes. You know, if man were meant to charge wirelessly, then God wouldn't have given us wires. I'm not sure. Let me just know if that works for you. I have a Baofeng radio here, one of these famous guys, and I got it a couple years ago, and it has a little battery that is on the back, and it comes off just as these batteries do. And I was trying to run a net which is less than 15 minutes long a couple weeks ago, and the battery died on me. So I figure The bad news is the batteries don't last very long for something like this. The good news is they're pretty cheap. So I guess they're selling batteries, not radios. Ron, thank you very much for the video. It looked like you and Joanne had a good time out there. Also, I want to say on the window cleaning, yes, most windows on a slider do come out, but more than one window has bit to dust when someone is taking it out of its little slider track, and they are on the third floor or something, and it falls, and then it falls down out the outside of the house. And then the fun begins when you try and get a replacement. If the slider window is fairly old, it's almost impossible to get a replacement to fit the window. So when you do that, just make sure you don't drop it. But the other thing I would recommend is silicone or wax-based with lubricant with no petroleum distillate if you wanted to clean or lubricate the window. That way it won't attract dust. Anyway, that's my thoughts for this round. Again, Bob, thanks for your idea. And Ron, thanks for the video. And Dave, let me know how it goes with the charging. Oh, I got a little twerk noise I've never heard before. So I wonder what that meant. Anyway, back to you, Dave. This is WW7ATS, Dave.
Yeah, I was trying to move on to Gary, but he didn't seem to respond. Go ahead.
Dave, just a heads up, we weren't transmitting.
I was hearing somebody talking over the top of it, and I realized that it was on the 440 side of my anti-talkie. So I turned it down so I wouldn't be disturbed. KD7ZYM in the group, K7HYB, and good evening everybody, all the way around. It was a beautiful day. I should have got outside, but I didn't. Like I said, I didn't even get out and get the mail. Had a busy day yesterday, though. The wife and I drove up to Woodbury Island Naval Air Station and went shopping at the commissary, which is something we do about once a month, and save a ton of money on the necessities that we need in order to keep sustenance on the table. And we had a nice day up there. The gas was reasonably priced at the Chevron station there at the casino. We didn't go in the casino. And then we stopped and had dinner at Snohomish with my wife's girlfriend and her husband. So all in all, then I celebrated my 77th birthday last Friday too. So that was a memorable event. I don't like having birthdays, but that's the way things go. James, I had a question for you, or I have a suggestion for you. I have let me drop it here. I have a Sears Orville polisher that I bought, and I've been able to, in most cases, I've been able to get most of the scuff and the marks out of my car with that orbital polisher and a little car polish. Seems to work pretty good. I guess rubbing compound will work pretty good too to take that out. The scratches, that's another story again. But it depends on how bad it is. Most of the stuff that I've had to deal with just surface scuffs and stuff like that, somebody roughing up against it or something like that, scratching a little bit, get the bulk of it out. And I can see that my signal was not strong enough to keep the repeater keyed up tonight for somebody that's fading in and out. Anyway, that's my 2 bits worth on that thought. Back to the net. Dave, KD7DYM, K7HYB.
K7HYB, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net. Dave, KD7DYM, repeater. Let's move on down to Jim, N7QO, and Jim, we did have an image of you, both in RF and what came across on streaming, and now I'm seeing your face. So anyway, it's about a P1.5 to 2 picture. So go ahead.
Thank you, Dave. M7QO. Yeah, I see myself as well. Maybe better than average, but still not real good. Let's see here. Bob, Waffle Bob, missed you on the earlier go-around. Good evening to you too, sir. Let's see. Ron, cool pics. Jim, paint scratches. There was a product that I tried which seemed to work okay, but it wasn't a deep scratch and it wasn't a big scratch. It was in an orange container. It was called, if I remember correctly, it's called New Finish. New Finish. Kind of pricey. It seems to me it was about $8 or so for this little tube, or more like a bottle, plastic bottle. If you're thinking about spending money on something, I would say like to have someone professionally fix it. It might be worth trying this. It would certainly be a whole lot less expensive, but Gary's orbital polisher there might be the way to go. Try it with a little polish or rubbing compound, and that way you wouldn't have to spend even that much money. Reset. Let's see here. Lee. Windows. I have some windows which are up a little bit higher, and what I've done with them, there's a product on the market which is approximately a 1-quart size bottle. Seems to me it's either green or blue in color. I think it's made by Windex. I could go back to the house and see if anyone's curious about that. But it screws onto your hose, and it produces a very narrow stream which is capable of reaching a good distance. And I clean my upper level window, well, not upper level, but my living room window's up at like 18 feet or so, and it does a really good job at cleaning those. I don't know how effective it would be at cleaning a screen, but it would certainly be worth trying rather than going up a ladder. And I got to go along with what Jim said there, Lee. It's I don't know, dropping a window or something. If it comes inside, if you're as klutzy as me, you might not drop it outside, but you might drop it on your toe. I don't know. Just a thought. It works for me anyway. Let's see. Also, Lee, you were saying something about the dampness, the moisture level out there. Yeah, I don't know what we're doing, but seems to me today the temperature's got to be above average. Hope the snowpack and everything lasts long enough so that we're not short on water this year. But all is well so far anyway. Reset again. Kind of looking forward to the 80-degree days we have coming up. Just a couple of them in a row here, maybe 3 days in a row. Sounds a little bit nice. I guess that means winter is definitely behind us. That's good. On the streaming, I'm getting approximately a 9-second delay between the 1.2 signal and the stream. Not bad, but anyway, that's what I've got at my house tonight. Let's see. Oh, Gary, happy birthday, sir. Seems to me we discussed that once before, but happy birthday anyway. And gasoline. I don't know. Down here, I drove by the local Fred Meyer. Wasn't today. Was it yesterday? Anyway, it was in the past day or two, and it was $3.52 a gallon over here. That's higher than it's been for a while. I don't know why the price went up so much. I'm sure there's some sensible reason, but I'm not smart enough to tell you why. I guess back to you, Dave, and 7QO.
M7QO, KD7EYM. Let's go on to Bob, K9PQ.
Okay, well, I'm going to leave the color bars up for just a little bit. I did this on Saturday, and it seemed to stabilize the picture more quickly. So let's see if that happens, and if it clears up, I'll switch over to me. Yeah, hello back to you, Jim, and the sunscreen thing, I did just see the headline. I didn't read too much about it, but it sounds like they don't really know. It was a surprise that it got into the bloodstream so quickly, but sounds like from what you were saying, they still don't really know what that means, the ramifications. Okay, well, it's not really clearing up, but I'll switch over anyway. Well, let's see. You probably can see, it should be clear enough. You can see I got rid of my beard. Between the grayness of it and a little bit of itching still, although that had gotten better over the last week or so. I just felt like I didn't really want to bother with it. So, back to clean shaven. Oh man. Let's see. Well, upcoming things for me. I've got radio theater on Sunday, and which is also Mother's Day, but presumably we're going to have enough people show up to be able to record something. And then just kind of get out and try and enjoy this nice weather a little bit between work and doctor's appointments and various other things going on. I haven't really got out much yet, so maybe this weekend I'll get out a little bit, maybe even one of these evenings. So, well, I did want to say, let me break. You might have noticed how long it took for the repeater to drop. Lee, when you did a break in the middle of yours, the repeater never did drop, and I think that was the start of some problems. You were in and out some after that, and then it continued with James. He was in and out some, and finally Dave had gotten on the air, and I didn't hear him at all, so I'm not sure what was going on. But just to be aware, maybe that's something that Ron can alert you to, since you guys have a sort of a back channel going there. Okay, with that, I will send it back to Dave, K9PQ.
K9PQ, this is KD7EYM. And I'm seeing images coming across on the internet anyway. Here about 2 seconds behind, so that's pretty good. And holding farewell on color on 1.2 gig. There is a little rolling sync problem that comes up with Ron, but I noticed it stabilized almost with me. Now it's still fluttering around. Well, getting back to James with his scratch, I've got a scratch in my left front fender, I noticed today after I'd gone to Costco. About 5 inches long and a little bit jaggly, probably equal to about the lower wire on the basket that they have on the carts that you haul stuff out to your car. Somebody might have gotten a little excited about that and didn't pay attention to the cart as they were loading stuff into their car. But I've had luck in the past of just using rubbing compound and swirling that around, and it has a tendency to sort of mush up the paint a little bit, and when you kind of semi-wipe it dry, not all the way, but some of the paint seems to fill in through the crevices, and just let it set up for about an hour or two, then you can rub it again, and it takes a little bit of the slime off the side of the scratch. Anyway, that's been my luck in the past, and I'll let you know if it works with this one. Probably be working on that in the next couple of days when it's nice and warm outside. So that's pretty much what's happening here, and Ron's pictures were really good on the internet. It looked grand. And so I'm going to send it back to Ron, 87 CKU. Audio from Ron.
Sorry, I was on the control frequency. I was saying, James, I have a buffer and some rubbing compound. If you want to come over, I'll have a look at it. If it's their paint that's on your paint, it'll come off. But if your paint is gouged, down to the metal or something, it's going to have to be repainted. And if it's the bumper, and it's a plastic bumper, take the special paint, used to anyway, for plastic bumpers. To have this bumper painted, I have no idea what it would cost now. It used to cost about $250, but who knows what it would cost now. So anyway, I do have a couple of more pictures. So anyway, like I'm saying, James, if you want to come over, I'll give you my opinion of what I think needs to be done. So, let me let it drop. This is a campground, and that was our neighbors. We had some other neighbors shortly after that. They put a new deck on that bridge. So this campground has two parts. It has the part that's west out towards the beach, inside of the dunes. This bridge used to have some decking on it, but it had 2 lanes that you had to drive on. If you never liked to drive out. So I just kind of showed around. Got a couple of cabins, and there's a 5th wheel. There wasn't too many people out there. In fact, there wasn't too many people in the whole campground. A few more kept coming, and of course by the weekend there was a lot of people. But in the middle of the week there wasn't too many. So let's see, this may be something I've showed before. I guess you can drive down to the beach. We have to drive about a mile or two, and you can drive down to the beach. We do that a lot, rather than walk. Walk over the dunes and out. It's about a quarter of a mile from the campground on a path to the beach. But yeah, we had fairly good weather. There was a few kites flown. We have some kites. I did take them down one day, and I never did get them out and fly them. I guess I was too lazy. I was sitting there listening to the Mariners play on the radio and practically went to sleep. That looks like what I've shown you. So anyway, yeah, the little bridge is kind of neat. It's like a little river, kind of a swamp river thing. But when you go from the highway into the first part of the RV park, and then if you're adventurous, you can drive over the bridge and go out on the other part, which is closer to the water. Not, not that much closer, but it's close. So anyway. So what else? Not much else, I guess. I did, talking about dryness, I resurrected the sprinkler system here. Seems like it always gets grown over with grass. I have to pull and cut the grass away from the sprinkler so they'll pop up, and then I have to run them. Seems like they always get full of little slugs, and so then I have to take them apart, turn the water on and wash the slugs out, and then put it all back together. But I got some working. Our topsoil is so thin here that the lawn has already started to die. All around the patio, the week we were gone, it practically died. It's just amazing. So anyway, and then I played with the boat a little bit, and then I cleaned out where the boat is. I vacuumed it out and blew it out. And today I've taken the top off the 16-foot aluminum boat. Tomorrow I may start the motors on it. The other boat is a little 12-foot aluminum, and I have an electric motor for it. And that's the one I'm probably going to take fishing. I should be going fishing instead of messing with the boat, but I've been trying to get caught up on a few chores right here. All right, so let's go see Mr. Lee.
Okay. Yeah, then I'm back. It's MKC Lee here in Port Angeles. Well, I've been chatting with Mario. Mario says hi, everybody. Anyway, so I was chatting with him a little bit, and I was also trying to get a text off to Rob, so tell him about the performance of the stream tonight. It still hasn't recovered. It started out, when the net started, it was very good. And then when Gary came on, it was following him, even with a noisy signal, it was following him fine. And then when it went back to somebody with a really good signal, it can't seem to figure that out. There's a flag set someplace that says, hey, and then by golly, after a while, it did figure it out, and the stream got really good again. And then we went back to Gary, and then we went to Jim. And by the way, Jim, I could easily tell who you were tonight, so this is one of your better video nights of recent history. And then it went back to, I guess Ron had it for a while, it hadn't recovered, and now I have it, and it's not recovered. And so, can you imagine? We'll keep up with a noisy signal when it gets really good, sharp video. It stumbles, but it starts out really well on the... It's really weird. Anyway, Mario sending me a URL or something. Anyway, okay, I don't have anything else. I noticed we're getting down to the end of... I've got my computer glasses on, so the clock across the room is a little... Oh, God. Okay, well, 7-3. By the way, I have to tell you a little story. Everybody says 7-3, best wishes and that sort of thing. And one of the guys on one of the CW nets signed 72. And so I'm scratching my head, and I'm thinking, well, the railroad, they had a whole bunch of, I'm not really out of time, the railroad had a whole bunch of 150 or so numbered signals, and I thought maybe he was using one of those. So I actually asked one of the fellows, it turns out if you're a QRP operator, 5 watts or less, then they subtract 1 from the 73 and sign as a 72. Kind of interesting. Okay, back to net. This is Net 7KC, Lee in Port Angeles. Go ahead, Dave.
Thanks for that, Lee. Let's move on to James, WW7N, and I would say rubbing compound would be the thing that I would recommend for this practice. So let's go to James, WU7N.
Okay, a lot of good ideas. Thank you very much. And here's my idea for, is this going to come over? Oh well, anyway, this is a product I over the winter. Barbasol's been around forever. This product though, sensitive skin, this can, it says, I don't know if you can read it, it says 33% more at the top. Lighting's not good enough. Recommend on sunscreen. It's apparently just getting into the reef, so I don't know what everybody's down on sunscreen for these days. Thank you very much for the ideas on scratches. Ron, I'll probably be seeing you to sign that form before the end of the week, so maybe I can show you the scratches on the car at that time. Looks like we're almost out of time. We're coming up to it real fast. So let me say 73, or since my battery just died on my handheld, 72, and talk to you guys later. WU7N.
WU7N, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. I'm Dave, 87CYM. Let's go on to Gary, K7HYB.
K7ZYM in the group, K7HYB. Let's get the log shot in here. And we'll say our 73s. Just to note, if you wanted to drive all the way to Highway 20 to the Swinomish Indian Reservation casino and get gas, it's $3.33.9 a gallon. Around here in most of the places, it's $3.79 and $3.89. Breaks my heart, but then, you know. So with that comment, I'm out of here, folks. Good evening, all, and we'll see you the next go around. K7HYB.
K7HYB, thanks for that information. Reminds me back to my childhood when I lived in Spokane. Gasoline was like 25 cents a gallon cheaper over in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. So you'd drive 30 miles, fill up your tank, and what you lost in mileage, I think it cost you more to fill up where it was cheaper because of the transportation that you needed. So let's go to Jim, N7QO.
N7QO. Wow, Gary, that is some expensive gasoline. Wow. I think you need a car like what Dave had. Boy, but then that's something else that you have to fork over for a new car. I don't know, good luck. Yeah, I agree, Dave. Driving around to save gas is sort of a double-edged sword there. Well, we're almost out of time here. Thank you all for participating. Thank you for the pictures. Hope to catch you all next net. And also hello to Mario if you're listening. Good night, everyone. N7QO.
N7QO. Let's go to Bob, T9PQ for a final.
Okay, I shut down the video already, so, and a little public service announcement on gas. For when we had that terrible power outage on the east side for some people well over a week. There were lots of people having problems getting gas, and if you planned ahead enough, you could come over. I'm on the east side now, but at the time I was living in Seattle. You could come over to Seattle where we never lost power and there was plenty of gas for everybody. So sometimes it does pay to go a little out of your way to get gas. I heard the usual stories of lines and fights and things like that. So it was a sort of a surreal thing for me because life was just very normal in Seattle, but I was working on the east side at the time, and so I was experiencing the craziness over there, at least during the daytime. Okay, well, I see we're at the end. This is K9PQ, back to net 73, everybody.
Thank you, Bob. And this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net. I'd like to thank the owners and operators of the 08 machine for allowing us to use it for our net, for our voice channel on Saturdays and Wednesdays between 8 and 9 o'clock. So at this point, we'll be signing off. Again, thanks to the CTAC repeater group for allowing us to be on the 08 repeater. This is Dave, 87ZYM, on behalf of the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. Good evening all. At 2101.